I've been continuing to do research, and I expanded not just from the Vedas, specifically the Mahabharata, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I've actually looked into that specific story before, but I never focused in on Yama, or more specifically, his human incarnation Vidura. Lost loved ones, cardinals, guidance from spirit, guidance from your ancestors. But I read Vidura's tenets for what he considered a good, wise person, and they fall pretty in line with what I believe. And there was one part of the story after Vidura died where one of the Pandavas that he was aligned with realized that they were of the same entity. They were both of Yama, which I'm assuming is like a split soul, a twin flame, and may not have been romantic. But there was a lot of conflict in that relationship, I think, because... Should I go back to that concept? Maybe, see, we pulled the Four of Wands here as the confirmation card that we need to revisit that specific line of reasoning. I think twin flame may be the wrong word. Unconditional love on the bottom, the honey badger. Soul tie, soul family, but if they were of the same entity, it might be deeper than that. I don't think the terminology really matters, right? Mirror. Two halves, mirrored parts. Confirm. I think Heron. There's parts of this that I'm still trying to grasp, but I don't take... See, this is my past life connection soul tie card. It may not be super important exactly what label they need. The point is, we've got this story. And some kind of corollary to what I've been going through here. Is this relevant to me? If no other reason, I think I've learned from this, from reading Vidura's tenets, that I need to thicken my skin because people are going to use terms that refer to me in a negative context. They just will. But emotionally detaching and non-reaction, standing your ground, not allowing disrespect is important too. But not letting it bother you. That's, I feel like, the big message here. We've got the blue car and judgment. The story had a lot of really good information. I might need to do more research on Hindu mythology, because I look into all sorts of mythology, and again, I don't personify deities. I don't worship anything. I connect with nature. I connect with my ancestors, my spirit guides, the universe, my higher self. And I'm not worshiping them. I am them. They are me. We are one. But even if you look at Yama split into those two men, they are still, even then, part of a closer oneness. Yama would be one with his counterparts, and so on and so forth. So just because you make a common link here like take a twin flame relationship. Just because you are split from the same soul, you are both part of a larger soul still. You are connected with everyone, not just each other. That connection is simply more intense. They feel closer, but really it's not. They're all the same. Labels are divisive. I had the Queen and King of Cups here. We've got the Empress, the King of Wands, the Mirror, reborn love, safety, movement forward after healing, guidance from the other side, the Ripple. Spirit balances the scales, and we should not be standing in judgment. But we do control who we allow into our lives. And only we know who's going to be good for us. We've got the Empress, the King of Wands, and the Page of Wands here. Communication and judgment. And at the end of the day, how you respond is your test. Only you can control your reactions. The truth. The breakthrough here. You know, there was even reference in those mythology stories to generational curses. They didn't say it directly, but when Vidura was in the process of being born, it was first two queens that mated with Vidura's father. But they were terrified of his power and of his appearance, and the first queen shut her eyes, and the halfling baby came out blind because she wouldn't look. And the next one was like, okay, well, if I don't look, then the baby will be blind. So when she got intimate with Vidura's father, she looked, but she was terrified. She turned pale, and the baby came out albino. Their weaknesses, the things that they couldn't overcome, were passed down to the children. And Vidura's mother was lowborn, but she didn't have those problems. She didn't judge Vidura's father. And he came out balanced. He came out without deformity or defect or problems, without generational curses, and was therefore able to hone his skill as a person of balance. In the stories, he had to pick a side, but he chose the side that allowed him to avoid conflict, to avoid war. Even though his involvement may have tipped the scale, he chose to break his bow. But he also spoke of defending and protecting the people that were his. There is a difference between fighting something because you want to and defending something because you love it. There's a lot of really good information in there. I think you all should research it if you haven't already. It's super, super interesting.